Hello everyone, welcome to Piccadilly Stampin. I'm Pamela Pick. So I'm going to give this just a few minutes to load up and then we'll get going. Let's see if anyone can see me yet. So come on in, say hello so I know I have some folks watching. Hi, Marcia. Good to see ya. Hi, Kristen. Thanks for stopping by. So today I really want to focus on, let me grab this. This is our Oh So Ombre 6x6 Designer Series paper. And as you can see, I've been in it a little bit. What I really like is that I got it for free, so I love that. And it has some of my favorite colors on it, which is more on this side really for me. I love Granny Apple Green, and that is so loud. Let me take that off of there. I love Bermuda Bay and Granny Apple Green. And so the paper is ombre'd out where even on the printed side, you've got a graduation from dark to light color. Isn't this side beautiful? I love this side. Anyway, so we'll be using that one for sure. And then it also has paper like this that has a graduation of color. So one with a print, kind of, I don't know if those are circles or eggy shapes because it's not really an oval either. And then one like this in 4 colors. There is Blackberry Bliss, Bermuda Bay, Granny Apple Green, Rococo Rose, and then Whisper White. So there's 5 colors total in this. And they come in this 6x6 pack, and I absolutely love it. I'm on like my second 6x6 pack, and I realized that I haven't really done many demonstrations with this. So let's pull out a card pack here while everyone's getting settled. So that is called the Oh So Ombre, and it is featured as a optional item that you can choose from here for free when you purchase $50 worth of product in any of our current catalogs right now through celebrations. And let me just check the calendar here. Today is Friday the 19th, so there's like what, a week and just a little 2 days left of celebrations, so you still have time to get in on that. And I do want to just remind everyone, especially for my customers, because I have some of you who are like within $20 of earning this. So for every $200 purchase in the month of January or February, you get into a special, it's just a gift from me to you. And with people $20 so close, I would hope maybe that you would try to get in. I've got prizes, games, all kinds of stuff for us. Free demonstrations that's just for anybody who qualifies. So what I was thinking about is celebration, like I said, is just about a week or so, just a little over a week away. And I thought I should probably do some stuff with the ombre paper, and I was trying to think of what we have that is a celebration item. So this is another celebration host item. So the only way you can get this is if you have a $300 party, it comes free with it, or if you have an order $300, and that's nothing. So there's no judgment there if you like to purchase products in large amounts. I know I do because I like to get the benefits from it. So I thought, what's something that's coming up in everybody's future here? And I thought, I will do some graduation cards. I saw this Bravo and I was trying to think, how would I ever use Bravo? And then I thought to myself, this would be perfect for a graduation card. So we're going to be using the Bravo from the Punch Party, which I've got for free. And then the paper is the ombre. Uh-oh, there's one piece, but where's the other? Well, no problem. We can cut some more for the Oh So Ombre paper. 6x6 pack, I thought I'd use that. So how perfect is that for free? I'm going to use, since I forgot to get that paper or it slipped away from me, my trimmer here, and I'm going to cut this. Let's see, I've got this this is a piece of smoky slate, and it's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, right? Do I want the darker side or the lighter side? I think I want the lighter side. So 5 1/8. This thing will go up to 16ths, which is kind of cool. All right. Hopefully I did that right. All right, so I'm going to start with the card base and just fold that in half. This is Bermuda Bay. And when I'm working and Bill isn't here, I don't get to see your comments. So if anybody is asking, because I know I've had some people concerned, he is doing better, but he had a very violently ill night last night. Okay, so, yep, I did do it right. So I'm just going to make a mat like this, and I'm going to hook the smoky slate and attach the Bermuda Bay designer series paper. And this card, I will be using my tailored tag punch, you guys. I had to have some flags. I haven't done a flag card in a while. A flag card? A flagged card in a while. Okay, so I just have this 1/8 inch border. So again, this was 4 by 5 1/4, and then 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 for the designer series paper. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down to my card base. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend planned. I know I will be doing a little bit of crafting. Okay, so very simple, very basic for the base. Now I took another piece of that designer series paper, but without the design on it, just the ombre, in the Bermuda Bay, and I am going to get to use my tailored tag punch here. This is 2 by, let's see, 2 by 4. And I'm just going to use this. What I love about this is the tailored tag punch is big enough that it can do about 2 1/4 wide to give you just that perfect flag. Love that. And then I have another piece of the smoky slate that is cut at 2 again by 4 1/2, and I'm going to go ahead and flag that. Now when I was making this one in particular, I was thinking kind of a masculine feel for this card. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down to our card base flat. And I like the Tombow glue just because it gives me a little bit of time to adhere it and move it around. What I want to do is go to the top of the DSP here. So I'm going to give maybe a 1/4 inch off the top, or off the side here. and lay that down, and then I can get that kind of right up to that edge. Just wiggle that around. There we go. And glue that down. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece, and I'm going to have it layer. You could do it in an opposite color too, but I was kind of going for a monochromatic. And I was thinking about a boy. Bravo. Okay, so I want to have this kind of overlap where I was at, right up to that border. There we go, like so. Okay, perfect little base, right? So then I'm going to bring in this double oval. It doesn't really have a scalloped edge, it's kind of a wavy edge, so I figured I could get by with that for a boy. And I'm going to pull out Bermuda Bay ink and take that Bravo from that Punch Party pack. How about if I turn it right side up? And ink it up, stamp it down. So I cut this. This is like 1 1/4 inches, just so that I could stick it in here, because this is the double oval punch. I'm going to center it, and I really only want that bottom punch for this. And then a scrap piece here for the top oval, and then I'll hold this up here. If you haven't seen this yet, I really like it because it's just kind of a wavy line. It's not really a scallop. I think that's kind of unique. But they layer perfectly. And I always struggle with graduation cards. Unless it's a cap and gown type traditional thing, I say do simple. Let's face it, whether they be college kids or high school kids. I mean, what did you look in your graduation card? Is there money? All right, so I'm going to use, this is the Whisper White, and I believe it's the crinkled seam binding. I'm just going to take a small little piece of Stampin' Seal and put that down. You know what? I think I want to change that angle just a little. There we go. This stuff is so, if you're mailing it and you got a gift card or whatever, this stuff is, it just isn't easy. It lays flat. It's crinkled on purpose. So there you go. Let's bring in a couple of dimensionals. Now this was very simple, even for a new stamper. So you could put anything really on this sentiment. This could be a happy birthday, thinking of you, whatever you have that would fit. And you could really use any kind of a circle, square, whatever you like. Okay. So the layout is pretty basic. Let me kind of clean this up a little bit. And I'm going to bring in some of our, let's see, let's go for one of these big ones here. We'll put Big Bertha right there, and let's hit a medium one then. I think I'll put that one there, and then a smaller one over here by Bertha. There we go. So that's the first card. Very basic, very easy, monochromatic, really. Kind of a cute card. Okay, let's keep going. Let me stop and take a minute and see if I can see any comments or anything. Thank you. you, Nancy. It's just real quick and simple, and I figured this one could go for a boy. So then I thought, well, let's not just stop there. Let's go for a girl, too. So I'm going to go for a little bit more of a feminine feel. And I'm bringing in, I'm going to go with a little bit different. I'll set this aside and I'll pull this back out. I'm using some of the basic white. And I also brought, oh, come on. There we go. Some of the dies from the Quite Curvy bundle. So what I love about this is when you buy the dies and the stamp set together, you end up getting a discount of 10%, which I love. I have been super overly crazy about these two dies in particular. This one has a little bit more of a feminine feel, but I think that it's going to be really pretty with this. And I thought for the sentiment, you can get a little, you know, for maybe a masculine feel, Bravo is probably perfect. But Hooray for You, I think, is really good. You could do, you know, your 1 in a million, stuff like that. But I'm going to use the Hooray for You. And I changed the cut. So an 8.5 by 11. And I have cut it at 4 1/4. And then I'm just going to fold it in half at 5 1/2. And this is the basic white. And really on bases, a lot of times I do like to use the thick basic white instead of the regular. But for this top that I'm going to do, and I've already kind of pre-done it so that I didn't have to be here on your camera for very long trying to cut this out. But I would suggest using our regular Whisper White instead of the thick, just because I'm going to do kind of more of a detailed edge. So one of the things when I first was learning how to use this, when I put it in, I mean, it's a basic die that you would use in any other die cut machine. I automatically thought that these little edges were going to be pointing down. I just want you to know when you do that, then the cutting edge leaves a cut the wrong direction. So make sure that the cutting edge is down, because then the scallops will follow behind the cutting edge. Does that make sense? Yeah, it should, right? Okay. Same way on this. When you're cutting it, there's one edge that cuts and makes the curvy, and then you have the other with, so if I wanted this to have the same, you know, structure to it, I would make sure that that cutting edge was down to the bottom. I hope that made sense. Okay, and then I ended up taking the Blackberry Bliss piece of this cardstock. Now there is a Blushing Bride, but I wanted something that I would have a matching ribbon with, and this is so pretty, so I definitely wanted to use that. I cut this at 3 by 4. This is actually one of my favorite cuts, whether I'm having something in the middle and I'm matting it or whatever. But on this particular one, I really want to have my darker edge of the ombre down, and I cut it at 3 by 4, and I'm going to layer it on here, making sure that I have this little 1/4 inch border. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. I can't believe I haven't demonstrated this paper as much for you guys. And I realized, I guess I just like that floral paper that's on special. The Paper Blooms and the Field and Flower, is that what it's called? Or Flower and Field? Flower and Field, I think. Okay. So this is 3 inches by 4 inches. And I'm just having it right down here at the bottom half. Okay. Now, for a complementary color, I could use the Blackberry Bliss, but sometimes my Blackberry Bliss goes really dark, and I want some of this coordinating color. The thing I love most about Stampin' Up! Is the coordination. I'm not the best with colors, and so their stuff really goes very well together. So I wanted to have a little bit more, since I have kind of some of the lighter in here showing in this ombre. So I chose Rich Razzleberry. I make my mother proud when I use this color. This was her very first favorite color in Stampin' Up. I think it still is. I don't use it nearly as much as I probably should because it's very pretty. So the Hooray for You can follow that same natural line. Does it match perfectly? Because these are photopolymer, you can take them off. I should have done that. You can take them off and you can actually kind of move them the way you want, but it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. So I ink it up and just kind of, and I'm going to stand up because I can't see with the camera right in my face, kind of right where I think it should go. And I'm going to give it a little press, but not rock it. It's photopolymer, so I'm stamping on my Stampin' Pierce mat, which helps get a better image. Our rubber has a little bit of foam behind it, so it gives you a little more cush. These don't. So the way that I find that I get a better image is if I stamp it out on something with a little cush. And these are $5, I think. Very inexpensive. Okay. So let me put that one away. Now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and layer this on top so it gives this really curvy illusion to my project. And again, I'm going to use this Tombow glue. I want to be able to move this around to fit it to my project. And it's just my favorite adhesive because it's very inexpensive for as long as it goes. And now I say that and I realize someone's going to say, well, how long does it last? Well, it just depends on how much product you put down. But for me, it's much more inexpensive than the tape rollers. Okay, so now I have just a really pretty feminine Hooray for You on here. And I'm going to go ahead and add, this is the striped ribbon. It is in the Blackberry Bliss. And it goes with our Sweet Ice Cream bundle. You'll find it there in the mini catalog. So, but look at how perfect it goes with this paper. Now I'm thinking I'm going to want this on more on the right hand side because this dips down, so I have more space. So I want to kind of pull this around. And we're going to make a bow. So often I make a knot because it's kind of simpler. But right here on live, I'm going to try a bow. I will not be surprised if I have to retry. Okay. Then you have to fuss with it to get it the way you want. This is another ribbon that I like because it's very thin, so it'll pop up, but it will also mail very flat, and I can appreciate that very much. I think I'm going to trim this side down just a little. There we go. Okay, again, that was the Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon. If you don't have one of our current catalogs and you want one, if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like me to be your demonstrator, send me your address and I will send you one of the catalogs. The sale for Celebration does end at the end of this week, so you can find everything, not this week, I'm sorry, in a week. You can find everything online. All you have to do is hit my Shop Now button. So this is going to be kind of an option. You could do more of a silver or you could do gold. My first one I did in silver, and this one I'm thinking I might want to do in gold. It just depends. what you like, you know. And you can do several different things. So I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, take one of these smaller ones. And I will pull down the one in silver. And I'm just going to add on each side of this. Now let me pull down my sample one that I did. And it will have the silver. Now see, my paper was a little bit lighter in color, so I do really like the gold when I do the darker, but the paper where the ombre was a little lighter, so I think the silver is really pretty. Both are very pretty, and I think this is going to be what I'm going to be doing for my graduation cards, just because they're so quick and easy for this year. So here we go. Now, I do have a perks program, so remember that every $35 that you purchase with me through my online store using my host code, you do get a perks reward. It's a buy 10, get 1 free type of thing, so $35 per purchase. Also, this paper that I demonstrated, and then this one stamp set, the Punch Party, is the free thing. So for every $50 purchase, you could get this for free, or you could get the paper. If you do a $100 purchase, you can get the paper and the Punch Party pack if you wanted to. And the other stamp set that I used was the Quite Curvy with the die set, and you do save 10%. So I appreciate all your orders. I appreciate you letting me come and do some inspiration for you guys. I will be back here next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, and Friday at 4 p.m. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will catch you next week. Bye-bye.